As I was listening, I couldn't help but think that I began this evening by acknowledging our wonderful colleagues at MPS and our other schools, but I wanted to take a moment and single out two other people for a moment because they're part of the Alverno family and the work they do. And one is Ricardo Diaz, who you all know is one of our members of our Board of Trustees. The work he does at Bruce Guadalupe, truly a model institution and one we're so proud to have you as part of our family, Ricardo. And the other is actually Dr. Patricia Luebke, who, after earning a PhD at Yale, came to Alverno for her teacher's license, and as a result of that, founded two of our finest institutions in our city, both using the Alverno ability-based curriculum at the high school level. Carmen high schools, both in the south and the north, are really proving that an ability-based curriculum with amazing leadership really makes a difference. So thank you, Dr. Luebke. And to all of you who are teachers, you have my utmost respect. I know as I stand before you, I am not a teacher, and I've never tried to claim to be one. I hope indirectly, though, that I'm a lifelong learner, and I believe more than indirectly, directly. And I learned so much from all of you, and I know I wouldn't be here today were it not for the teachers I had. And I think we could all say that. So for all teachers here and everywhere, thank you. Now I would like to ask Sister Joelle Reed and Kyra VandeBunte, to one of our Burke Instructional Leadership Fellows, to come to the stage to present this evening's award. As they make their way to the stage, I'd like to tell you more about our Burke Instructional Leadership Program. The Burke Fellows are part of a unique principal licensure and master's degree program that is a partnership between Alverno College and Schools That Can Milwaukee, and funded by the Burke Foundation. Burke Fellows receive ongoing mentorship and coaching to help them become effective leaders in urban education. Students are nominated for this very competitive program by leaders in Schools That Can partner schools. Our goal is that each of these students will become part of the next generation of successful leaders for our city. Kyra is part of the second cohort of Burke Fellows. She is currently the Director of Curriculum and Instruction at Carmen High School of Science and Technology's Northwest Campus. We're pleased to have her here tonight.
Thank you. It is such an honor to be on this stage with such a wonderful role model, Sister Joelle Reed, to help present the second ever Sister Joelle Reed Outstanding Educator Award. As a Burke Instructional Leadership Fellow at Alverno, I've learned so much about the importance of innovation and the need for strong leaders who can move our city forward. I'm so excited, as are my colleagues in this Alverno SDCM program, to be learning from some of the best teachers and mentors in the community. All of us aspire to build and lead high-performing schools for Milwaukee's children. President John Quincy Adams is quoted as having said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." Inspiring others through lifelong learning is what outstanding teachers and school administrators do. Tonight, we are delighted to present this award to Dr. Linda Darling-Hammond, who has truly inspired others and moved education forward. In fact, she has been named one of the most influential people affecting educational policy in the 21st century. On behalf of the Alverno community, I would like to read this proclamation of appreciation for Dr. Linda Darling-Hammond. Whereas Dr. Linda Darling-Hammond has brought significant improvements to education through her leadership, practice, and scholarship. Whereas Dr. Darling-Hammond has been named one of the most influential people affecting education policy over the past decade. And whereas, as the president of the Learning Policy Institute, Dr. Darling-Hammond connects research to policy and practice to promote more equitable and empowered learning. And whereas Dr. Darling-Hammond founded the Stanford Center for Opportunity Policy and Education and the School of Redesign Network at Stanford University. And whereas Dr. Darling-Hammond served as the founding director of the National Commission of Teaching and America's Future, whose 1996 report led to sweeping policy changes affecting teachers. And whereas Dr. Darling-Hammond has dedicated herself to improving education and teaching in the United States. And whereas Dr. Darling-Hammond embodies the spirit of innovation and dedication to educational practice that defined Sister Joelle Reed's career as an educator. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on behalf of the Alverno College, we present Dr. Linda Darling-Hammond with the 2016 Sister Joelle Reed Outstanding Educator Award. Congratulations to Dr. Darling-Hammond. We would like to now have you say a few words and receive your award.
It's a very strong woman who introduced me and held that very heavy award. I'm very grateful to you. And I am also very grateful to Sister Joelle Reed for all of the amazing work that she did here at Alverno. I learned a lot from this place, and that has informed my work for many years. So I am very humbled and honored to be asked to receive this award. I would like to accept it on behalf of all of the large cadre of committed teacher educators here at Alverno and across the country. Teaching is in many ways, as I have noted, the most important vocation, the profession on which all other professions depend. Teachers enter not for the money, and if they did, they forgot to read the fine print, but to make a difference in the lives of children and youth. It's difficult work. We are now in an era where we're asking people to teach for very high, challenging standards and expectations for children, and also to teach the most diverse student body in almost the history of our country under increasingly difficult conditions for both children and for teachers. And teacher education, as I noted, is a sacred trust because we have the responsibility to really enable teachers to be effective in the ways that they want to be. And in this challenging and important work, Alverno has been a leader for many, many generations. The ability to bring theory and practice together, the ability-based curriculum, the way in which educators are treated with such care and nurturing here and enabled to become all that they want to be, has been a pioneering force in the country. I believe in the nation's first performance-based system in teacher education, which is now becoming the norm. So I remember the first time I met Mary Dietz, who really enabled a lot of this to happen both at Alverno and in the country, and how excited I was to meet her as one of the architects of this system that I had heard about. We met in the context of something called the Interstate New Teacher Assessment and Support Consortium, otherwise known as INTASC, which was a group of states and teacher educators and teacher organizations coming together to see if we could create the first set of licensing standards for what teachers should know and be able to do, an ability-based idea about the competencies to be acquired, not the courses to be taken, building on the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards for the profession. And it was really fortuitous that Mary and I co-chaired that because she knew all about what that would mean to have an ability-based curriculum. More than 40 states adopted or adapted those standards. Performance assessments for beginning teachers grew out of that, and we partnered with that, and we studied Alverno to figure out how it's done. And that has now become a movement that has gone across the entire country and has transformed the profession. And later I included Alverno in that book that you noticed, a set of case studies about exemplary teacher preparation programs, and the Learning Policy Institute is coming back to Alverno to study the program again, because we're asking the question, what does it mean to prepare teachers for this kind of deeper learning that we want students to acquire? Very few places in the country are doing that. But that's been a mission here for a long time. And I don't know if you've yet had a chance to read this little booklet of Sister Joelle Reed's words, but I have read it with great interest. And one of the first quotes in here on page 4 really speaks to this. The best way to educate for a changing society is to teach people to think critically. long before that became a buzzword around the country. That kind of skill is never made obsolete. Keep teaching people to learn, or they will become intellectually bankrupt. Well, that's what the nation is trying to do now, and once again, we return to Alverno as a model to help us learn how. Alverno continues to lead because of the dedication and innovation of its wonderful faculty and leadership, exemplified by Sister Joelle Reed, by Mary Dietz, and many others of you whom I've only heard about and not had a chance yet to meet. So I am deeply honored to be part of this family of true leading, pioneering educators. Thank you.